Good morning, Sassy fam, and welcome to your Thursday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. Today's check-in will include Celtic Cross. Yay! We'll put down the baseline for Celtic Cross, and then towards the end, ask for some advice, and then throw down some oracles and charms as well. With Celtic Cross, as with any tarot reading, right? Take what resonates, leave what does not. And do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all, which I know is frustrating, but it's also normal. If that happens, check out the placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. And do keep in mind this is about your collective's core energy read. Sometimes, yes, I see a them or they, but it's not about a them or they, is it? It's about you. But I report what pops up. That's what I do. And in which case, if it applies, then you reverse energies as you see fit. All right, you guys, Cinnamon, how is she doing? Great. Fantastic. Very well, actually. She's recovering a little too fast. But if we were to ask Cinnababy what her opinion is on this, oh, not a very favorable opinion. None whatsoever. In fact, I dare say if she could write a Yelp review on healing, it would be 0 stars. Not a fan. She is not a fan because as we speak, her energy levels are rising back into a place of normalcy, but her body has not caught up to that yet. So she's frustrated. Long story short, she is frustrated, but she's doing great. From my eyes, she is doing absolutely fantastic. So she is just now finishing up her antibiotics, but she still has anti-pain, anti-anxiety meds she needs to get through over the next about week or so. So when she is sleeping, napping, it's for hours, and she's doing some really good resting, quality resting, and then she's awake. And she's like, let's do something, let's go. She can't, so she's agitated, and I see it, I really do. So like, for instance, when I'm outside and I'm monitoring her, something gets her attention, it's a squirrel. It's always a squirrel. It's always a squirrel. And she's like, I'm on it. And then verbally, Cinnamon, stop. Cinnamon, stop. Yield. But a second later, she feels it. Oh, I have an owie. That's why Mom's yelling at me to stop. And then she gets kind of sulky, and she goes, lays down, and then gives me a look like, Because, again, it's not what she's used to. It's one of the reasons I love the breed is they're so naturally buoyant. They're so naturally high energy. So we will be out on our walks for miles and not think anything of it. Trust me, she's used to getting exercise. And she's not ready yet. In about another week, like I said. Something else she's doing to express herself because, again, she's agitated. I don't know if you are familiar with the husky temper tantrum. It's quite something. It is something to hear. It is something to see. If you've never seen it before, YouTube it. There's lots of examples online. And again, it's one of the reasons I love the breed. I think it makes them so unique is that they have such a strong verbal, sound expression that they can bond with their human. She definitely has a way of communicating with me, but there's times in this past couple of days where I've heard her just kick off in a full-on husky tantrum. And I will go find her, and she will have gathered up all her toys, all her stuffies, all her babies, because she grooms a lot of them, so I call them her babies. And she will just be yelling at them. Like she is the most disappointed mom on the planet. She's being mean to her stuffies. Like she's yelling at them. Like all the frustration in the world, she's letting them all know. She's disappointed. And she's pawing at them, and then she's moving them around, and then she thrashes them a bit, and then just yells at them some more. So I've seen that a couple of times, and I'm like, I get it, honey. I really do. I hate being pent up too. In about a week or so, we can start walking again, with confidence. Okay, but thank you all so much for asking and being supportive. But yeah, Cinnabon's doing great. Let's see. I am kind of tossing around ideas for the next bonus round of in-depth reads. One of them being the in-depth of Celtic Cross. But just do keep in mind that one tends to be pretty big. That's a big reading. That's a big boy reading, right? Big girl reading. Those can easily start at 35 minutes and go upwards to 50 minutes. But just FYI, that's a possibility. And then also an in-depth bonus read for Intimate Tarot, which has been quite a while now that I think about it, for check-in. Never mind the in-depth. So let me know what your thoughts might be. Okay, nothing's down. Nothing's down in the calendar yet. All right, you guys, that's it. That's our update. I will see you for the Sunday check-in. I will see you for some shorts, and I will see you at your sign. Take care. Be well. Leo, you're first. Show me Leo, please. What's going on for Leo? Show me Leo. What's going on for Leo? The Four of Pentacles, crossing is the Sun. Okay. Crowning you is the Three of Pentacles. Past is Four of Wands, exiting the Five of Wands. Well, that's good news. The Fool's before you in future. Eight of Pentacles in your strengths. Queen of Pentacles in your environment. Yeah. Yeah. Hopes and fears is the Moon. Yeah. Nine of Swords is in the outcome. Okay. Let's talk about it. Currently, you opened up straight away with saying, I'm holding on to this because I have the idea if I do, maybe it'll be happy again. I understand that happens to a lot of people. That's usually where a lot of the Four of Pentacles comes from. I mean, not everybody's Four of Pentacles, but a lot of people. Yeah, I'm holding on to this because I have the idea that maybe one day it'll be a happy thing again. A happy situation. In your case, some sort of connection, which sometimes feels like a friendship that you can cooperate with, and sometimes it feels like the relationship it used to be. Am I right? That's why you hold on to it. Okay? That's where you're currently experiencing with it is a kind of cooperative friendship now. That's at the Crown. With the Three of Pentacles, you're aware of it. It's kind of like saying, this is what I can give to this, and this is more or less what I'm getting back from it. So it's not just you holding on to this, hoping for better things. Yeah, someone else is too. Okay? But it is feeling a little bit friendly these days. But I'm seeing that as the bare minimum you two have agreed to give each other to kind of make this thing work. Okay, so it is coming across more as partnership in a relationship, but a partnership to make things work. And the Four of Wands in the past, yeah, I mean, it's a relationship of some type. It's how two people build into it, therefore label it. So I don't know what your relationship is, how you would label it, marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, going steady. Point is that you know what it's supposed to be and how you're experiencing it today. Sounds like someone was trying to communicate in the neighborhood. Five of Wands, exiting. So that's good. You two have made some progress. Like I said, there's an agreement here, more or less, between these two to get along. All right. Because we don't want to fight. So that's how I know it's being returned to you. There is a sense of cooperation here. Before you in future, the Fool, opening up in some way. We'll see. Eight of Pentacles in your strengths. Yeah, you work and you know how to work well. You take work seriously. You're saying it's a big part of who you are and how you identify is your own sense of skills and experience and how you build into yourself. And I get that. I totally understand. A lot of people do. Queen of Pentacles in your environment. You very much care about TLC. Nurturing, care, comfort, and then also self-worth. You're showing me what your needs are in your environment. This is how you need to be loved, and this is how you need to be cared for, and this is what you would give, therefore, to someone else. So you're saying TLC in the home environment is quite high for you, because you're more than willing to provide structure and stability, but you also need it returned to you. Okay, that's fair. The Moon is in the hopes and fears. Yeah, we have a fear of the unknown. Nine of Swords is in the outcome. How is this thing going to land? How is this thing going to end up? Okay. I know that you prize stability, and I know that you prize outcome. Clearly, you work for results. You're comfortable with that. You're good with that. But right now, we got mixed results on some sort of relationship here. Let's get some advice for you. I'm glad that you two are trying to meet halfway. And I'm glad that you two still hope for better things, other things, in this relationship context and from each other and for yourselves. And I'm glad that the fighting's come down and the frustrations come down. There is an agreement here to get along. Okay? Let's get some advice, please. King of Wands, that's you. Three of Cups. The Knight of Swords, for now. I want you to do what it is that you do best. The Leo I'm looking at, you know how to bring things together. You know how to bring people together and feel good about it. That natural energy, that natural enthusiasm shows. It does. You're quite good at it. You bring a lot of good self, quality self to this connection and into your work. Okay? Continue to do what's right for you. That's it. If you connecting to this brings you joy, then continue to do so. If it does not bring you joy, you don't need to continue to act towards it. The Knight of Swords works both ways. 3 Cups should be simple, celebratory, light, easy to connect to at the social, emotional way. I can see it's naturally part of who you are. Use that skill set. But also listen to yourself if you no longer feel inspired to keep bringing this together. What does that say? Okay? You two seem to be cooperating and holding out for now. You continue to connect to this as you see fit, that feels correct to you, literally, and take actions accordingly. Okay? The Emperor, King of Pentacles. Yeah, I think some of you very strongly identify creating and maintaining a structured environment for which you seem to be head of. As an Emperor, you have a lot of responsibility, in other words, attached to you, particularly where work is concerned. Please know you're doing well in that division. This you don't need to doubt. All right? I can see where there is a lot of pressure to perform on you. But it's also something that you worked hard to achieve, that sense of boss, legitimacy. Okay? You earned it. You earned that crown. You earned that Emperor title. In that respect, your way is clear. And you're good. No need to worry about that. You will continue to do well. You will continue to provide well. Maintain that structure too. You have good, reliable word and deed attached to you. You're very consistent. I see that. I just, for my own sort of aching heart, honey, I just want to make sure it's returned to you. That's all. Any more advice, please, to this situation? 4 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, and a 7 of Wands. Okay. I want you to continue, by the way, like I said, to act towards this as you best know how. Your natural energy is there. Your natural enthusiasm is there. 4 of Pentacles is there as well, once more. Holding on. 2 of Cups, 7 of Wands. Reinforce the love. Not just the structure of your two's relationship and the connection of what you built, but reinforce the love. And then also verbalize your expectations around your emotional needs, the both of you. Okay? You seem to be pretty good at that. You do. Make sure it's returned to you. The both of you, you still have love in there. 2 of Cups. This is what you hold on to and hope. And hope to get back to that in your relationship. Because I have to agree, 3 of Pentacles is kind of an agreement, like I said, to get along for now. The fight's down, which is wonderful. So that means you are seeing results. But also reinforce what it is you need emotionally, them too. Okay? It looks like someone here waved the white flag, and that's what, and I'm guessing it was you, and it allowed for a lot of inroads, progress to be made. Okay? The 4 of Pentacles here twice, both in positive positions. So it's not holding on as in useless behaviors, it's holding on with good work being put in, both in each respective way. But somebody here waved that white flag, and I strongly believe it was you. And that allowed the fight to come down or subside. Okay? But maintain those emotional boundaries. This is what I need. And also ask them what they need emotionally, too. Anyway, I hope that helped. New friendship, self-worth, expectation. For some of you, you have an influence here that reminds you constantly about self-worth. Also means meeting not just your expectations, but also in partnership. So that's, for some of you, you got a good friend in there, and they remind you some of these things. Hey, Leo, you're amazing. Hey, Leo, this is what you have done. And they remind you always of your self-worth and expectations. Not just what you would have for yourself, but for this connection. Communicate that. Okay? The both of you. Or it could be that you two are reforging your friendship within, right? Within this relationship. Becoming reacquainted with each other as friends first. That's a very real possibility. Okay? Drawing new lines and definitions for what the other person needs. Okay? Open up. Yeah, at the core of this, I would say that's pretty consistent. Open up. Okay? All right. Okay. Fresh ideas. Excuse me. I did see that here with a bit of the Fool. Some of you might be exhibiting fresh ideas at work. Fresh ideas. Stay open-minded, inviting new perspectives to enrich your journey and spark creative solution. Yeah, open up. Understanding self-worth, managing expectations at work. That seems to be covered pretty well, although some of you might be looking for innovative ideas at work. But also there's an innovative approach here in this relationship I'm saying with you and your person. For some of you, yeah. One of you have come, or the both of you, have agreed towards a kind of innovation and restructuring your relationship, getting back to the basics, focusing on friendship, trying not to take each other's needs for granted, getting really reacquainted with who you are today, as opposed to how your relationship might have been built how many years ago. Because there is this idea of freshness, new friendship here, reestablishing worth, boundaries, that kind of thing is very... Actually, it is kind of innovating. It is kind of fresh. I have to agree. Yeah. I like what's going on here. We have the letters R, T, O. We have the medallion of Gemini in the reverse. The keyword here being intelligence. Some of you might have some very strong Gemini in your chart. Could be connecting to, or their season might be important to you. Okay, Leo, honey. I hope this helped you. It was pretty interesting. I like what you two are doing in here. I really do. Okay? All right. I hope it helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, what's up? What's going on? Your message has been blessed by Our Lady Perpetual Lawn Care. Oh, yeah. Well, 'tis the spring season. Yeah. I know I've said it elsewhere, but we're definitely going to be in hashtag lawn wars from this point forward, which is a really real thing in my neighborhood. Lawn wars. It's real. And it's going to be fairly consistent for the next several months. What's going on for Saggy? What's going on? Show me Sagittarius, please. Okay, Seven of Cups, crossing, Age of Wands. Oh, Five of Cups is crowning. Okay. Past is the Knight of Cups. Okay. Exiting death. Okay. Before you, the world. It's very distinct. Very distinct. Well, you kind of got to the core of the issue right away. Strengths, Page of Pentacles. Your environment is the 5. I see that. Ace of Cups and the hopes and fears. I see that. Outcome is the 6 of Cups. Okay. So just to let everybody know, this one's either distinctly yours or not yours. I can definitely see where some folks would be really catastrophically disappointed. But then that's not your reading. The sides I'm looking at, you're drawing these conclusions for yourself. Okay? I can honestly say that you tried and that you've been trying. From the heart to 7 of Cups, to be open and what in communication. We have some communication here that the more you talk to this, the more it seems to disappoint you. But you can honestly say you tried. You tried with your words. You tried to express yourself, your feelings. You tried to make those clear, but you are receiving mixed communication, mixed signals. And like I said, it's just lending to your disappointment up here. 5 of Cups is at your crown, honey. It sits on your head. It sits in your heart. And it's like, the more I talk to this, the more I understand I probably shouldn't bother. I keep myself open to it. And maybe I shouldn't, because every time I open my mouth or I open my phone or I open the email, I have another day of disappointment with this, another moment of disappointment, I should say. And with that communication, it's fairly consistent, it seems, and it's infrequency of expression. It's not giving you what you need to feel satisfied with it. You're continuously disappointed by it, honey. It's not actually, you don't take it as one. You're either receiving the communication you need to feel, emotionally supported and understood, or you're not. That's it. And so, like I said, the Sag I'm looking at, you're realizing this for yourself. You're like, I'm kind of tired of every time I check my phone, I'm disappointed by what is there and what isn't there. It's a little bit of both. Yeah, these things happen. Now, I don't know who it is you're disappointed with, but you're saying, I have enough knowledge to know who they are. I have enough experience with them. I'm not surprised at all. You're saying, Knight of Cups in the past. You used to have very sweet feeling towards this. You used to be very vulnerable with it, Very honest, very sincere, expressive. Possibly romantic for some of you. Death is on the exit. There was a point where I can see you disconnected from this, hoping it would transform. It didn't. It's very distinct. There was a time, no doubt, when you said that this communication's over, I'm not going to talk to them anymore. And I think we had hoped there would have been a transformative effect if communication came back through again. And there wasn't. And you're disappointed by that. Again. The world is before you in future to officially close the cycle out. Whatever it is reappeared in some way. And because it reappeared, you had hoped that was evidence of transformation. It didn't. I got you. You give feeling to this and you wish you hadn't. So that doesn't make you feel good. The world is before you, like I said. This is a cycle that's probably best closed. And you're arriving to that conclusion for yourself. I'm not telling you what to do. You're telling me what's up. You have plenty of reason to tell me what's up. You two have gone around like this before, and it doesn't change. So when we see that, when we see the pattern and how we participate and play into it, it's on us then to discontinue the pattern or to keep it going. You can break this pattern. Make sure that that door stay closed next time. You know how it is when someone has words but they never really finish their words or their thought or their feeling? That's what you're always met with. So that tells me this person is interested, but not enough to recognize how they need to change or grow in order to suit your needs or their own needs. They probably don't even understand what their own needs are. Never mind, convey them properly to you. Okay? Strengths, Page of Pentacles. If you're so inclined, you can begin again. If you want to, sure. It's a good strength to have. It's modest, but it's good. It says I can put myself in anything I want. I just have to choose to. I agree. 5 of Pentacles in your environment. Yeah, you're breaking from this in your environment, it seems. Like I said, you have plenty of reason to. Ace of Cups in your hopes and fears. To open up to new love, real new love. Hopes and fears is a guarantee of nothing. Simply a reflection of who we are. It'll be your call at the end of the day. if you're ready to open up to love or not. New love, specifically. Okay? I would just advise you to kind of wipe your slate clean of this first. That's all. As I say with the Ace of Cups, you know, make sure you clean it, dry it, put it away for a little while, and then at some point take it down off its shelf and see if you're ready to use it again. That's what I mean by wiping down the cup. Okay. Six of Cups in the outcome. Some sort of soul bond here. Supportive, precious. Okay. One you have yet to meet, one that you are acquainted with. Yeah, we'll see. Let's get some advice, please, for Saggy. Can I give you my honest assessment? You're under the impression that I had. It does feel like someone's playing with your heart. It's a little too yo-yo for me, because you've been through this with this person before, and there's still no evidence of change. That suggests they still want something from the heart, but they haven't developed enough as a person to articulate what that is. So they always leave themselves hanging, and therefore you. Because you've gone to the table in communication with this and expressed your needs as best you could, as vulnerable as you could, as honestly expressive as you could be, and you still kind of saying, I don't know what you want. And we're back to square one again. So yeah, that's kind of gives me the indication that someone's playing with your heart. But we're playing with it in as much as we are aware of it. You know? From their point of view, they're probably just having a really hard time understanding what they want to say. After how many cycles? I still don't quite understand my feelings. How many times have we stopped and started this? And I end up regretting you every time I allow you to speak to me. You still don't know what you want to say. You still don't know how you feel. Baby, it's not a me problem. No matter how much I feel is ever going to inspire you to understand yourself. And that's absolutely dead on bang true. You can express yourself all day long, but if someone doesn't know their feeling or they refuse to really understand it, they'll never quite figure you out. You notice how that works? No, they never quite figured themselves out. You always be that mystery to them. It weren't you. You expressed yourself just fine. Anyway, let's get some advice, please, for Saggy. Two of Coins, Knights of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. There you go. Not a coincidence. You've been going back and forth on that, whether or not you should permanently cut this. Yeah. One minute you give them a chance, the next you withdraw that chance. You've done that a couple times with this person. And it feels like abandonment all over again, or that you're in a position to abandon this all over again. It's like, here I go again, cutting them off. Here I go again, eschewing them from my life. Here I go again, not giving them anything. Then some communication comes through. You give them a little bit more of your time, energy, attention, effort, including your words. And you're like, I'm disappointed. Do you see the cycle here? You don't have to keep going back and forth on this. You can choose the Five of Pentacles. It may be the last time you choose it. Okay? You don't have to accept anybody's fragments. Any other advice here for Saggy? Pretty classic. The Hierophant, commit to something higher within you, not them. This is a non-committal situation, honey. They can't even figure out their words. No, the Hierophant here is in that sense of what's right for you. You stand up for yourself, your agenda, your norm, your traditions. Get reacquainted with those and stand by them. The Hierophant, you know, nice guy. But he is famously known for being inflexible. Okay? With this situation, we need less flexibility. Stand up for what you believe in, because the fact that they've come back around suggests that they think that you will always be flexible or open towards them. Okay? FYI. Stand up for you. Stand up for what you believe in. Now. Oh, sorry. Ace of Cups. Six of Cups. There it is, right there on the split. Ace of Cups, Page of Cups. When you're ready, like I said, you've given your cup a time to be washed and dried, okay? You'll know when you're ready to open up to new love. Okay. 7 of Swords, 6 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. Yes, I agree. Please understand that when you give to this, it's a kind of a false victory. And it gives them reason to hold on without acknowledging that they're holding on to you. Okay? I get that. I do. It's like I'm justified in holding on to Sag. They always respond, but they don't fully acknowledge it. Okay? Please understand that that's an underlying motivation. Now, I want to get... Okay. Thank you. I was already saying, can we get back to this? That was a good point. Thank you for making that point, Spirit. But can we focus on that ace, please? Thank you. And they're like, I heard you. We just had to make sure you got that point. Okay, we made the point. For this person, it becomes a faux victory every time you give them a little attention. And it makes them feel like they have the right to come back and do it again. Got it? We clear? Cool. Now, for that Ace of Cups, like I said, when you are ready for that, you will decide. When your heart is fixed upon new, it will be ready for new. Therefore, hence my interpretation now that 6 of Cups in the outcome, this is most likely then a soul bond you have yet to meet. But when you do connect with them, they'll feel like someone you've known forever. They'll be the representation of your readiness and willingness for new. But someone who makes a lasting impression, the right kind. The right kind of impression. Not someone who just shows back up because they don't know what else to do and they don't know how to let go. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Divine, feminine, destined. I don't know if you believe in that. That's cool. It doesn't matter to me. Divine feminine, just think of it as the Empress. Someone who needs to really own their internal power structures of productivity, but generosity, love, of course, but the intuitive self. That underlying current. Sometimes it's a beautiful, crystal clear sort of feeling, and other times it's very uncomfortable and we don't want to acknowledge it. Okay? Understand that your energies here, your own kind of sense of personhood and power, was destined for other things. It's not being met to its fullest potential in the structure. In fact, it pulls away from you. Okay? Listen to yourself more. We need to have a dark night of the soul. In other words, coming to terms with those hard truths. Ace of Pentacles is not a real offer. Them tossing around some words every now and again is not a real offer. We need to come to terms with that. I know what some of you told yourself. The fact that they're trying to talk suggests that they care, or that they're trying. Mm-mm. I know what real trying looks like. This ain't it. Anyway. And for some of you, Dark Night of the Soul involving some sort of earth energy, possibly, sure. Okay? All right. There's that. Mm-mm. It's the lack of words that shows me how much they refuse to grow up. True intentions. Stay authentic and aligned, trusting your inner wisdom to guide you toward genuine fulfillment. That's what I'm saying. Okay? We have the letters R, U, X, and V. We have the medallion of Libra. Some of you have very strong Libra in your chart, can be connecting to, or their season might be important to you. Key, the right key with the right soul bond at the right time. This ain't it. This. Over here, yes, in your future. When you're ready, I do believe that's a soul bond you've yet to meet, i.e. new love. Okay? But it's going to feel comforting and correct. The key suggests correctness. Infinity loop, soul bond. It's the correct one. Make space for that person. Make space for you. Make space for real. Okay? You're worth so much more than these fragments that are handed to you. You'll know the difference soon enough for yourself in future. Saggy honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries, welcome to your Thursday check-in. And happy birthday. What's going on? I'll tell you what, we'll be in Taurus season before you know it. So, happy birthday. Enjoy that fantastic Aries energy, huh? What is up? What's going on for Aries? Looks like I need to water my roses. What's going on, please? Show me, Aries. Seven of Cups. King of Cups is crossing. Yeah. Five of Pentacles is crowning. Past Four of Swords. Exiting Ten of Wands, so that's good. Good. Knight of Wands before and future. Things are relaxing a little bit. I'm happy to see that. Strength, Three of Wands. All right. Ten of Swords, the environment. Yeah, give yourself some space. All right. I agree. The hopes and fears of the world. Okay. King of Pentacles is in the outcome. So many of you are in a space of recovery, particularly from the heart. Okay, I can see that you've been disappointed. I see that you've been hurt, and I can also see where you're struggling to allow yourself to feel your feelings. But you are making progress, okay? Getting back in tune with what you feel. It's not always the easiest thing. Allowing yourself to understand, I've done some work, I've done some healing. I've been opening up more and more these days, but sometimes I struggle with it. I try to remain open. I try to remain positive. I try to keep myself open to good, loving experiences, to give and receive. But I still struggle with it. Christina, I still do. But I'm trying. And I see that. And you are making progress. Five of Pentacles is at your crown. You know, there's something here that clearly you are still recovering from. All right? Thank you. Sorry, I thought I had turned Alexa off. Apparently I did not. Five of Pentacles is crowning. Yeah. Some of you are still feeling the effects of abandonment. And that hurts. Four of Swords is in the past, and it's still with you in present day. You've been healing, reflecting, quiet. Ten of Wands is exiting. That's a good day. That's a good day when you realize the fight is coming down. The urgency is coming down. That sense of hardship and burden is exiting. Okay? What you're showing me is that you're still struggling to deal with the residuals of pain here, of being affected, hurt. Honey, I don't know if you prompted the ending. I don't know if you were on the receiving end of it. Regardless, it hurts. And I see you recovering from it. But I am glad to see the hardship for you is coming down. You know, the heaviness, the weight of the reality doesn't weigh as much as it used to. Does the structure, the reality of it, does that suck? We're still dealing with the fallout of that. But the energetic heaviness, becoming lighter. Before you, Knight of Wands, like I said, it's becoming lighter. You're finding other ways in which to express yourself, to spend your energy more positively, becoming more inspired. More positive, more optimistic. I'm not saying, you know, you're feeling better all day, every day. What I'm saying is that you're feeling a lot more inspired to move, to get your energy outside of this, okay, to expand, to feel itself. Like I saw in your opening, okay? Strength, Three of Wands. That's good. You're saying you are willing, more than willing, to get more space. If you need to take time in the space, you'll do it, which is good. So your strength here, the Three of Wands, is very, very appropriate for what I'm saying. You're saying you will not rush the process. Good. You will take as much space and time as you need. Good. I like that. I do. Ten of Swords in the environment. Like I said, the recovery for you is now, and it's still really real. And it's largely at this point contained to your 3D world. You still experience moments of pain. I would say whiplash. It's like you're remembering the whiplash specifically. I know. When it hits hard. It strikes fast. But you yourself, personally, are doing quite well. All right. It's the environment that it still feels like you're disentangling from. Okay, and the world is in the hopes and fears. I'm going to go ahead and take a guess that you prompted that cycle. Just because you initiated it doesn't mean... I don't know, you were... No, cinnamon. Skipping and whistling a tune while you were doing it. Like, oh, I just ended the cycle. This is such a beautiful day. No, there's going to be consequences. There's going to be fallout. There's going to be periods of discomfort. And then you have to remember why you did it. Okay. But whatever this is taking a long time, it seems, to clear the 3D. And I think that's what's provoking the pain still, because you yourself are showing me recovery. The outcome is the King of Pentacles. Right there in the outcome. Insistence upon stability, responsibility, providership, head of household. I will stabilize. You will. You will stabilize. But it looks to me like the hard thing's over. But I tell you what, whatever surrounds your actual environment or is in there with you is not doing a very good job of doing a clean exit. Like I said, I think that's the biggest source for angst and pain in this one. There's quite a bit of resistance here. But you yourself have done some fantastic work. Understanding your feelings, embracing them, not being shy with them, and recovery. Okay? Let's get some advice, please, for Aries. I'll tell you what. Three of Swords, Two of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Oh, it was really hard to deliver this. Okay. Yeah, that was a very uncomfortable truth that you stretched out as long as possible. Not an accusation, don't take it as one, that's just what's here. Okay, so this one took you a long time to exercise. You had to grow into this personal truth, which was a painful one. You knew it would involve rejection. You knew that it was being delayed because you were talking yourself out of it. You're saying it was so hard to be honest on this one. And it was so hard to act on it too. But I did it. No takesy-backsies. You're saying that sense of betrayal was already pre-existing. You just kind of finalized the situation. But you yourself found the pain of whatever this is to be intolerable. You just finalized it. You held yourself responsible for that. Whatever is in your environment is not making your decision any easier. Okay? It's almost like you have a really bad toothache and you know that that tooth is supposed to be pulled, but you're saying you're not the one who can pull it. Otherwise, if it was up to you, you would have gotten it out of your mouth by now. Okay? Like I said, the exit here is not being made easy. Okay. Fully extracting yourself from the situation. You would love that. But you're saying you've already done the hardest part. You got things in motion, and you were standing behind your decision, as difficult as it was. Okay? And is. Just rest assured, from what that outcome I'm seeing, you will correct your own particular course of action. You will right your own ship. Nine of Pentacles, Six of Swords, and Death. Yes, this is a decision you had to make. I understand. I understand. Nine of Pentacles, Six of Swords, and Death. It's strong recognition that I, Aries, I claim this decision to move on, to move forward. I call it quits. There's no chance of transformation here. Continue to insist upon your personal truth, and whatever this is can only put up a fight for so long. Okay? I'm glad that you have the strength here to kind of be patient and give yourself the space that you need. Because this was no easy truth to come to terms to. I see that. Okay? Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Two of Cups. You wish them well. You do. You wish them well. You wish them all the happiness in the world. And you wish that for yourself too. To be happier. And some sort of bond that's emotionally suitable. More compatible to you. And it's like I wish them the same, like I would for myself. Continue to move forward at your own insistence. Eventually, whatever this is, we'll have to comply. Okay? Ace of Wands. Fire energy. Yes, of course. Some of you are, okay. Listen to your intuition. Okay. You have a very strong sense of new beginning. Listen to your intuition as you go. Generous offer, self-love. Some of you made a very generous offer because you still care about this person. You were generous with what it is you had to offer in terms of how you were parting ways, separation, something like that. But some of you, you want a brand new opportunity for yourselves, and this is a matter of self-love. Like I said, I know that you are wishing well for them, in as much as you are wishing well for you too. You want more, and you're willing to part ways. And I think you had a lot to give to them in terms of recognition of quality, not trying to leave in terms of malice or hate or anything like that. Okay? But I think you probably gave very generous terms with whatever it is you were parting ways with or trying to. Okay? But this is a matter of self-love. I agree. Soul whispers. Actually, no, that print is large enough. Look beyond the words and hear what is really being said now. Soul whispers. Again, once more, listen to your intuition. We have H, F, U, and the medallion of Aquarius and Leo. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart, can be connecting to. And their seasons might be important to you. Aries, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. I got to go deal with that. They did not know whose doorbell they're ringing on. Aquarius, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Okay, what's going on for Aquarius, please? Show me, Aquarius. What's going on? Six of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. All right. Crowning, the Lovers. Oh, okay. Past, the Emperor. Exiting, Queen of Cups. Before you, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Strengths, Knight of Wands. Ten of Swords is in the environment. Oh, my. A Page of Pentacles, hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady as she goes here. Slow and steady. Okay. There are things that you are taking care of right now. It looks like you're trying to line up your balances, make sure that they make sense. Some of them have not been communicating or performing very well these days. Now, the Six of Pentacles is a very generic term in tarot to say our balances. It's not just work. It's anything that we kind of contract ourselves to. We give to it, and whatever is on the receiving end gives something back to us, and then we maintain a balance with it. So that could be anything. Okay? Eight of Wands is crossing. Really, like I said, trying to get your balances back in order. Okay? Communication and expectations. One of them, it seems as the Lovers is crowning you. There's something about that we want to get back in balance to. Okay? The Emperor's in your past. That doesn't mean it's over. That just means it's energy for which you are familiar. You know what it is to be empowered. You know what it is to be in possession of the self, which is good. Okay, that's always going to be with you in some way. A skill that you will always be able to tap into. Queen of Cups is on the exit. Some sense of feeling has changed. Okay? Somebody's energy is out. Ten of Swords is in your environment. Somebody's heart space went with it. Okay? So there are things here, once more, just to recap that opening, because it looks so practical in nature. There are balances in your life that you're looking to correct. One of them is a strong connection. That tells me whatever that was out of balance. And while you're going about kind of straightening things out in your life, a strong connection, or one that you perceive as a strong connection, is something that you hope you can balance out with. Because you're like, new beginnings are in order. Ace of Pentacles. It's time. Knight of Wands is in your strengths. You have a natural energy attached to you. That's open, optimistic, vivacious maybe. Passionate too. You have drives, you have ambitions. And you like that strength. It's a good energy to have. Ten of Swords, like I said, your environment is changing, it's shifting, it's kind of painful. I do see someone's heart space exiting as you line up towards new. And get something else in order. It's a little more personal to you. Page of Pentacles and the hopes and fears. Yeah, I would say that's pretty normal. Starting over. And what does that mean? It's actually done in quite a big way, but the idea is a small construct to you, just starting over. It can be a fearful prospect. Knight of Pentacles, the outcome. Take your time with this. No rush. Okay? I'm just glad to see that you got your own particular processes started. The recovery of what's important to you, making sure all systems are in check or good, and that includes a strong connection. But this overall represents a new beginning on your timeline, a new opportunity. All right? I don't know how old that Ten of Swords is. I don't know how long this person's heart space has been exiting. I'd imagine since it's in the exit position, I would hazard a guess that it's been exiting for a while. But you are determined to make a new go for yourself. You are determined to kind of take ownership of your life once more and to show yourself enthusiasm. And I can do this. And I want a new beginning. I'm ready. I want to step into it. But I also want to take my time. Okay? It's not about how fast I get there, right? It's about the quality of the journey. I agree. Let's get some advice, please, for Aquarius. Let's get some advice, please, for Aquarius. Four of Cups, Page of Cups, and the King of Swords. Okay. You, King of Swords. Acknowledge the fact that you've been unhappy. Okay? Acknowledge the fact that you were shown unhappiness for a long time too. That painful exiting heart space was not a coincidence. The Knights of Cups, Ace of Wands, Seven of Cups. Yeah, I know you're open, baby. You're ready for it. I'm not going to say it's going to be super easy, okay? You seem to know that new beginnings are before you, and that overall you're happy to meet that part of your life, that new part of your life, that new chapter. I see it. It's not faked. You're not forcing it. You authentically feel it, but you also know take your time. But you have a real strong, I would even say swell, no pun intended, of feeling here. You do. I saw it a couple times and it's still here. The Knight of Cups, Ace of Wands, Seven of Cups. You are authentically excited to open up to new. You really are. And that's what counts. So remember, darling, Okay? Your not too long ago reflection of how authentically unhappy you were. And what you were receiving was also unhappy. Versus what you feel today. Open, alive, positive, inspired. Loving and passionate too. That doesn't hurt. Okay? Big difference. If you wanted to know if that new beginning was right for you, it is. Here's the unhappy you. Here's the I'm going to start to get happier you. Okay? And I am sorry. Your environment continues to shift as someone continues to withdraw their heart space. And that's hard. It's kind of negative as it goes. That happens. The point is that your direction is clear. So you're in alignment, which means you're very prepared. Perhaps more than you realize. But you also have a practical nature to you, and I appreciate that. Okay? I see that. Now, as for that lover, well, strong connection, bare minimum, the one that you kind of, while you're balancing things out, you know, see what's going on with them. I don't know how new or old that person is to you, but your approach, again, it's practical in nature, but it's to kind of see if emotional exploration is feasible. You might be surprised by the response. You know? Anyway. Yeah. A soulmate. I see that a little bit, sure. Or you sense it. You feel it. Okay. Limitations and fears. Whatever it is that's exiting. First of all, we'll have as many limitations on this in as much as we might be afraid of it, but that's not what I'm getting here. What I'm getting here is that whatever's exiting, its feelings were very much limited to perhaps fear and anxiety in the end of how it was expressing itself to you. The Queen of Cups here in the end was kind of not tuned in to giving and receiving love, but so much as the worst of that person's emotions. Okay? All right, that's a little FYI for some of you. All right. Oh, okay. Then I will read both. First of all, on your own, it's time to take some alone time or be single to get a new perspective, but on your own. In other words, Nine of Pentacles status. You are individual, honey, right now. Free and single, as they might say. Spiritual retreat. Seek solitude to reconnect with your inner wisdom and emerge rejuvenated. Exactly. Okay, beautiful. I like how, again, you have a very practical approach to this potentially strong connection / soulmate, but you are very much in the inclination of exploring feelings and seeing if there's anything there, you know. But also get reacquainted with you. Don't be afraid of being single, right? It's your chance to get reacquainted with you as a person. All right. We have the letters P, A, N. We have the crescent moon in reverse. For some of you, there might be some interesting energy around the next new moon when no moon is visible. Something like that. Or some of you simply don't follow the way of the moon, and that's fine too. You know, a lot of people don't. And then we have the Pegasus in reverse. Something here about not being able to fly, not being able to choose, not living a life of freedom, feeling like we had our wings clipped, feeling like we had nowhere to go or nowhere to fly or nowhere of higher destiny to reach. And that's just not true. I did see someone who was ultimately, in the end, limited by their own fears instead of feeling what was more natural to them. Okay. Okay. Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's going on for Gemini? What's going on, please, for Gemini? Oh my, death. Okay, Seven of Swords. Crowning is the Ace of Pentacles. Past, Ace of Cups. Exiting, Three of Wands. Yeah. Knight of Swords before you in future. Yeah. Okay. Strengths, the Nine of Wands. King of Swords in the environment. Queen of Pentacles, hopes and fears. Ten of Swords is in the outcome. Okay. Yeah, this is hard for you, but you doubt it. Initially, you showed me doubt. Death is here. You're like, is it though? Seven of Swords. Your mind's not fully on board with an ending yet. It's kind of leaning in that direction now. Just to be clear, I don't tell you what's going on with you. You tell me what's going on with you. So you either resonate with this or you don't. Okay? The Gemini I'm looking at, you're looking at an ending, but you're not fully convinced or on board yet as that being your particular truth. Eight of Pentacles is at your crown. You're like, you know what? Let's focus on work. Let's do that. Let's focus on work. It's kind of grounding principle for some of you. When you're working through something and it's complicated, it doesn't have a direct or straightforward answer. It's kind of like, let's throw ourselves into work, get some grounding, and perhaps some answers will be born out of that. Okay, I understand. For some of you, that's your process, and hopefully it works for you. You do seem to come to conclusions over here later, all right? But yes, Eight of Pentacles. Many of you, you know, you're throwing yourselves into work for purposes or reasons of stability, just wanting to do a good job, wanting to be more profitable, yeah, something like that. Ace of Cups is in your past. That doesn't mean it's over, but at some point, your heart tried to open up, and what looked like love, new love, okay, it was there, it was present in some way. Three of Wands is on the exit. There's a sense here that waiting is over. Waiting for what? I don't know. Waiting for hope, waiting to know is over. Waiting to wait is over. Before you is action, the Knight of Swords. Okay? Knight of Swords has got to be miles better than Three of Wands, guys. There's something here I think you've been waiting to know for a long time. And you don't want to wait anymore. You want answers. And you intend to get answers for yourself. I see you making movement in future that suggests I'm more or less moving in this direction. I believe I've made up my mind. Nine of Wands is in your strengths. It's like, if need be, I will block. I will do what I need to do to protect myself. I will block. Your environment is King of Swords. You're saying, my environment's what I make of it. What I believe to be true is, and I will act accordingly. Some of your energies can be quite clear. Some might even describe it as cutting. But it's your process. You have a clear idea of yourself and expectations too. Okay? And you have a certain determination to live your life as you see fit, particularly where your environment is concerned. You have very strong ideas of what it should look like, and also perhaps what it should feel like. Queen of Pentacles and the hopes and fears. You're having to make yourself uncomfortable. Yeah. There's a sense here of a comfort zone. Something here was established, and it became a normative in your life at some point as a script. You know, your comfort zone. And you kind of see it in a way that you get to redefine your comfort zone. But it's also fearful to change things. And Ten of Swords is in the outcome. Well, you're showing me you weren't entirely convinced on your opening. Your outcome is backing up death and Ten of Swords. It looks like you're ending something here. And you seem to know that it's right for you. But it does require you making yourself uncomfortable. Yeah, it does. There's something here about your heart could not align itself to waiting anymore. Okay. Okay. Let's get some advice, please. Let's get some advice, please, for Gemini. Queen of Pentacles, the Star. The Eight of Pentacles, I think that's a little closer to truth. It's a little closer to home, isn't it? You told me your Queen of Pentacles and hopes and fears, and I immediately associate it with your comfort zone. It's not what you see in your mind, King of Swords, in your environment. Thus the outcome with the Ten of Swords and your hesitation on the opening, and your heart's been waiting. And like Eight of Pentacles is at your crown because you're like, this is what I can do. This is what I can control. This is what I can throw myself into. Frankly, honey, you have higher hopes attached to you. Higher standards and values with the Stars and Eight of Pentacles. You're like, I want to be able to throw myself into something that makes sense, that I can reach towards again and again and again. And it's right for me. I have a rising star in me. I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing. I'm willing to make changes. If it means establishing in my life what is right for me, I will make the necessary choices, but I don't want to wait anymore. Here it is. Queen of Pentacles, the Star, Eight of Pentacles. There's that work again. You want my opinion here? I think many of you have really strong ideas about what your star path should be. Thus your longevity, your comfort zone, your sense of environment. And you are trying. You're trying to meet that vision. You're trying to build into it as we speak. But there is a big part of you that's holding back. Because you expect something to join you, and it doesn't. It either doesn't share the same vision as you, or it doesn't support your heart space, and you got tired of waiting on it to do so. And you're like, I'm putting in the work, but I'm not seeing my vision. I don't want to keep holding back and waiting. If I'm going to do the work, I want my vision too. So that means I got to make myself uncomfortable. Even if it's temporarily, if it means I can accommodate my vision. Your dream. Okay. But we've been waiting, our heart space has been waiting and holding back, looking for someone else to join that space or support you. It can't or it won't. And you don't want to keep waiting anymore. You want to carry out your dream and your vision. You're determined upon this. Your advice is that you're correct. Okay? Whatever this is, can't join that space or it won't give you the validation that you were hoping for. Or it won't share the dream with you. That's okay. It's still yours. And it's strong and it burns as bright as it ever did. The Sun. Ace of Wands, Six of Cups. As you open up to that vision, please know there will be further new opportunities that will bring you great joy. So there's that which you hope to achieve, and that's a vision that's been with you for a long time. Like I said, you're already putting into the work, or putting in the work, but you haven't gotten the quality of life that you've been expecting, and you attribute a large part of that to hanging back for reasons of love, I don't know, or support. It's time you met more in this space for yourself. This is perhaps what you don't know. The Sun, Ace of Wands, Six of Cups. There will be healthy, positive, new support for you in future. Someone that shares the warmth and the vision with you. I don't think you know about this one so much yet. So while I know that you are going to be making sacrifices and making yourself uncomfortable, you will see the appropriate long-term opportunities in time. Okay? Ones that are a better reflection of who you are and what you stand up for and shows up in support and love. Things like that. That's quite nice. Okay? I know you see this as a decision that's hard for you to make. Very hard. This is why I have a big problem with waiting. It makes sense at the time. Until it doesn't. And you realize it's waiting, especially in matters of the heart, really means my holding myself back in other areas of my life. For some of you, it was just really a matter of support from someone you expected to be there, and they were never there. Or they never showed up. And you're like, it's time I get a move on with my life. Forming structure, solid foundation, many of you are, like I said, you are redefining your comfort zone, which means you're making yourself uncomfortable. But that also means that you are agreeing with yourself to get on with your life and your dreams and your goals and your aspirations. And I promise you, in future, someone meets you there. In love and support. And a little passion too. But you're restructuring that now. Spring. Well, spring here in the Northern Hemisphere. So whenever your next spring is. Okay? Higher self activated. That just caught my attention. That's more or less the Hierophant energy. All right. We have the letters W, R, D, Q. We have the ladybug in reverse. Some of you feel like you have not been lucky. Guys, this isn't a matter of luck. It really isn't. It's about you making the right decisions for you. And thus you line yourself up for the appropriate reward. Okay. The infinity loop, the proper, healthy soul bond. And having just said that this isn't a matter of luck, perhaps this wasn't supposed to work out because something else was supposed to. Okay? When it comes to that soul bond, that Six of Cups I see out there in the future, that's where the real luck is. You know, but this, quote unquote, wasn't supposed to be lucky. No. Okay. All right, honey. Gemini, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me. Libra, what's going on for Libra? Show me Libra, please. What's going on? Five of Pentacles. The Emperor crowning you. Knight of Swords. King of Pentacles in the past. Exiting the Star, the world of before and future. You're not the first person to show me this, but it's kind of like, gosh, what's going on, guys? Yeah, but I understand you. I understand. Once more, it's going to be a case of either yours or not yours. It's either happening or it's not. Okay? Four of Wands is in your strengths. Four of Pentacles is in the environment, and it's lingering. Four of Swords. Hopes and fears. Outcome is the High Priestess. Listen to yourself. You're going to be okay. 4. Yeah. Five of Pentacles straight away like this is breaking. It's breaking on me. And the Emperor's knocked sideways. You feel like you're kind of helpless to stop this. Or that it's not your place to control it. A little bit of both. Okay? And it's kind of like, I don't know how the heck this Five of Pentacles is supposed to be empowering, because I feel the opposite of that. I understand. And yet, nevertheless, Knight of Swords is crowning you. You are taking action, it seems, in your best interest. What else can you do? So while you are showing me serious misgivings about this break, it's not exactly what you wished for, it's not what you hoped for, and it doesn't make you feel the biggest or the strongest. You're saying, nevertheless, I know what I need to do. Knight of Swords is crowning. King of Pentacles is in your background. Five of Pentacles is running contrary to your nature. It's running contrary to your platform. You're saying you're kind of a fan of stability. You like practicality. You like knowing what you're doing. You enjoy a certain level of responsibility and good investment. So you're saying what you're experiencing now is running contrary to that. I understand. But if that's your past, that means you can have experience with that again. Okay? So I see you carrying on with this despite all the apprehension, and I don't blame you. Naturally, you're going to question if this is in your best interest. I'm going to tell you why it is. The star's on the exit. A bigger part of you isn't hoping for this anymore. I mean, taking it seriously as something you can continue to reach for. A sight, a vision, a dream. Saying it hasn't felt like that in a long time. You know? I don't necessarily wish for this anymore. The world is before you in future, and I think that's why you're showing me Knight of Swords is crowning. Like, nevertheless, you're going through this cycle. Nevertheless, you're going to close it out. Nevertheless, you're going to meet it where it is. Because even though it does not feel empowering, even though whatever the situation is makes you question yourself heavily, there's a part of you, though, again, while you personally don't feel good about it, there's a part of you that doesn't question it either. It's like, what does that say? I don't want for this anymore. I don't desire for this anymore. The world. You're still moving towards that cycle. Four of Wands is in your strengths. Let me make this clear. For the Libra I'm looking at, you value relationships. How two people build into them says a lot. Therefore, label it. So whatever that Four of Wands is to you, it's just some sort of relationship. And you say you value. You say you don't really know who you are until you're in a safe, secure relationship. Having said that, whatever this was it safe and secure? Because you're saying it doesn't make you feel good. So when did this stop feeling safe and secure to you then? Because Four of Wands is your strength. So if that helps you, you believe in the power of relationships. And you get back what you put in. You're saying you don't know so much about this. Makes you feel like you're not in touch with yourself. So is this relationship then in line with your strengths? Four of Pentacles in your environment. It's taking you a minute, just to be clear, to let this go. It's not easily dismissed. Okay? The environment or the 3D is usually one of the last things to clear up. Okay? But yeah, no, it kind of makes sense. It's going to take a while to let this one go, or to completely withdraw from your reality. Okay? I was trying to say, get this out of your reality. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound very good, does it? It sound very nice. For you, it's going to take you time, Libra, for you to completely get this out of your reality, or your environment. That didn't sound so nice. But there you go. Four Swords in your hopes and fears. You know, you hope to heal from this. You're afraid you won't. You will. Okay. Reflect. Heal. Take the time you need to. It will not be an overnight process. Okay? But allow the healing to take place. Yes. The High Priestess is in the outcome. And listen to yourself along the way. All right? You have some good core qualities attached to you. You do. You will take this with you. Understand the parts about this that worked, that at some point you could call it a relationship and that you took strength from it. And at what point did you stop taking strength from this? At what point did you stop hoping and desiring for this? Because that's going to inform you about what you learned from it, your healing process. Okay? And it's going to help guide you into the future. Let's get some advice, please. Oh, finally. Oh, gosh, yeah. Your message was blessed by Our Lady of Perpetual Long Care, by the way. It sounds like it stopped. There you go. We are in the season. We are in the business of spring, if you will. Let's get some advice, please. Seven of Swords, Devil, High Priestess. Oh, we've been avoiding what our intuition's been saying for a long time. It's based on fear. Many of you, it's not an accusation, don't take it as one. It's just, some of you are highly intuitive, by the way. But for a long time, we've been feeling very uncomfortable in this situation. But we weren't allowing ourselves to hear it. There's something here we were avoiding, like the plague. It was a very uncomfortable thought. And it seemed to coincide with all your worst fears. And you probably told yourself, that's not intuition. That's not intuition. That's not. Those are my worst case scenarios playing out. That doesn't mean that they were true. I understand. Four Swords, Four Wands. You will heal from this. You will. You have to trust that. That cycle's coming to a close. And I see you acting on it. Because in some way you know it's correct. Okay? But as in all things, it will take time to reflect on, to learn from, and of course to heal from. Gosh, what's going on with everybody? Hey, everybody, but you know. Well, this is why we're here. Epiphany. Some of you had a tower moment. Big success. Runner. Ah. A friendship. Some of you have had epiphanies, insights. Someone here is always running from their own sense of success. They don't believe in themselves enough. Or someone doesn't believe in you enough. You have an influence here of a friend that believes in your worth. It seems you will connect with them in time. Manifest. Seeds of spring. And so your new seeds are being sown now. You know this doesn't represent failure, right? It doesn't. It shows your willingness to see this for what it is and close it out. If there was a better alternative, it would have presented itself by now. Okay? This epiphany, big success runner. Someone here does not think well of themselves, and it shows. Or diminished your own sense of worth. So I said, at what point did you stop feeling secure in this? When did that relationship, when did you stop drawing strength from it? Okay. Steady progress. Move with deliberate care as patience and attentiveness guide you to thoughtful achievements. Steady progress. Yeah. There you go. It's deliberate. Okay. It's correct. We have letters F, Z, G. We have the ladybug in the upright. Some of you have been touched with a bit of luck. You may not see that yet. You may not identify with that yet. But some of you have been blessed with a touch of luck. For some of you, do you notice things have a way of working out? Not always, but at just the right times and just the right ways. All right, and we have the seahorse here. We have a wealth of emotion, all right, that we swell with sometimes, but we feel obligated to keep it close to ourselves. You don't have to. I hope there's someone in life that you can confide in. I see a friendship here that I see you connecting with in future. Okay. All right, Libra, honey. I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me Taurus, please. Show me Taurus. Judgment. Four swords. Crowning you. The world. Lots of folks. It's not just you. I don't know what's going on. But rest assured, you're not the only one. Okay? All right. Past Nine of Swords. Exiting Seven of Cups. I agree. All right. Before you, King of Swords. Determination. Very good. Strengths. Page of Wands. Environment. Four Cups. The Hanged Man. Hopes and fears. Outcome. The Hermit. Good. 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 I like your resolve, though, on this one. Compared to a lot of folks, I think I've seen very rough acceptance and a lot of resistance. And you're like, no, this is the truth of it. This is how it is. So in that respect, congratulations to you. And I don't mean because the cycle's closing. I mean because you're doing such a beautiful job meeting this where it is. Because like I said, a lot of folks have been showing me rough acceptance. In other words, resistance. And the more we resist it, the more we hurt ourselves. And like, I don't want to do that. The Taurus I'm looking at, you're like, I've dealt with things like this before. It's best to be calm and learn from it. You know? You're saying even the healing gets rough sometimes. I agree. It's not always easy. But you're doing an excellent job of listening to yourself when you can. The time isn't always consistent. You're not able, in other words, to devote 100% of your time to healing. But when you tune in well. You're listening to your judgment calls here. You're listening to the lessons. And there's a lot of consolation in here. Taurus, this is the right thing. Taurus, it was headed in this direction. Taurus, keeping ourselves open towards this is just going to cause us more harm. I agree. The world is crowning you. You're like, this is the truth. And the Taurus I'm looking at, you appreciate a very simple fact. As this door closes, you understand others will open. You know that. But right now I got you focused on the closing and what it means to you, learning from it. Because you want to do a good job. That's really important for the Taurus I'm looking at. You want to do a good job. Okay? Learning from this, so on and so forth. Cleaning up. Nine of Swords is behind you in your past. Whatever this is, also Seven of Cups exiting here. I'm going to use the word used to quite a bit right now. It used to keep you up at night. It used to give you severe anxiety. It used to harm you the more you kept yourself open towards it. It used to cause you crippling self-doubt. Used to. You're kind of enjoying your peace. to be honest with you. It's a lot quieter, calmer. You have one obligation here, and that is to hear yourself. The Seven of Cups, you don't have to keep yourself open towards this anymore. And that, in and of itself, is kind of like a blessed relief, right? Before you is King of Swords. Determination to continue on. Okay? Make decisions as best you can. Live your life as best you can. That's it. But determination, even if it means being hard-headed sometimes. Okay? When is Taurus ever hard-headed? It's my little joke. Page of Wands is in your strengths. Oh, I know your strengths are much more than that. I think that's a temporary deflation of your strengths right now. Yeah, Page of Wands, your willingness to be open, even if it's just a little bit. I think that's suitable for where you are now. Okay? Four of Cups in your environment. It was unhappy. Very unhappy. You're disappointed. You are disappointed. You have every right to be. Whatever this is represents a lot of disappointment and unhappiness. You felt it. Whatever else was in there sharing that environment with you was unhappy too. I don't know what it was. But yeah, you see it for yourself. And you felt it. That unhappiness and anxiety and feeling twisted up about it. You felt a little bit every day. And now you don't have to. Like I said, you're enjoying your calm. You're enjoying your quiet. Good. The Hanged Man and the hopes and fears. Is this where I should be right now? On this kind of elaborate pause? Yeah. I don't want you to worry about that too much. It's what you do with that elaborate pause that counts. A lot of people go upside down and put their lives on pause. They're not necessarily learning much. You know, they're just letting time pass while they're in a little cocoon. But you, for your part, no. I want you to trust the fact that you're doing some good quality healing in there with the Hermit. Much will be learned from this. The Hermit here suggests you had a path to walk, and you still do. You have more learning, you have more growing, you have more doing. You'll be wiser for it. Okay? Steadier. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself along the way, please. All right? Be kind to yourself. That Nine of Swords and Seven of Cups, that's individual. But the Four of Cups was shared. Was. I don't know how long you kept yourself exposed to this. I see the kind of toll it took. You have cycled this long enough to understand that you're much more at peace today than you were yesterday. Let's get some advice, please, for Taurus. Although I think you're doing a remarkable job. Wonderful. Seven of Wands, the Moon, the Star. You know, underneath it all, Seven of Wands, the Moon, the Star. Underneath it all, if you're being super honest with yourself. And I think why you're showing me such a strong reaction of peace, calm and quiet, almost with the words "at last" attached to it. At last kind of fits in there at the last second on that sentence. It's because deep down inside, you wanted this. Seven of Wands, the moon, the star. That is not an easy thing to come to terms with. That secretly, deep down inside, you're not having to worry about this anymore. You're no longer feeling obligated to keep your emotions open to this anymore. Feeling exposed by it anymore. It's used to. Seven of Wands, the moon, the star. Deep down inside. Way down in that Taurian body. We're being a little more honest with ourselves. We wanted to let this go. It's okay. Your secrets are safe with me, honey. I'm the secret keeper. That's what I do. That's okay. I have no problem, by the way, with keeping secrets, just so long as those secrets aren't a secret to you. Okay? You work through your moon on your time. Right? That's your business. Just so long as the mysterious isn't such a mystery to you. Okay? Oh. I know. That Four of Cups. You were unhappy for a long time. Whatever you shared that environment with was too. Okay? Okay. For those of you who might be crying right now, because I kind of feel that a little bit, it's the kind of tears you might experience for relief, because it was really hard to talk about the truth of it. Patience. Facade. False beliefs. Took a while to work through false beliefs. Okay. Self-sabotaging behaviors, particularly where the beliefs are concerned. Your power card, of course, being the Hierophant, is subject to very strong false beliefs. What rather you can allow yourself to believe and tell yourself you mean it. Like I said, be patient. Be kind with yourself. Okay? Trust divine timing. Things have a way of working out when they're supposed to. All right? But patience here. Temperance. Working through those false beliefs. Okay? Particularly where your own sense of commitment energy is concerned. What is you stand up for and why? Okay. Busy and distracted until one day we couldn't be. Dark night of the soul. You ever have those moments in life where you hit the floor, like hard, and things come rolling in on you all at once? That's what dark night is. Some of you managed to keep yourself busy and distracted for a long time until we had that one night where we kind of hit the floor and said, this is how it is. And then we made a life-changing decision. Okay? You're quiet, kind of enjoying your solitude now. Peace. I bet you're sleeping better. Stay in the flow. Surrender to the rhythm of life, remaining open to opportunities and lessons as they naturally unfold. Stay in the flow. Yes, that will definitely help you with the healing process as well. And there's that rhythm of life again. Divine timing sometimes. Things flow in and flow out when they need to. That includes lessons and impressions and spiritual impact and things like that. Okay? We have the letters J, P, X. We have the Captain's Wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune coupled up with the World. Time passes, always. It will always move forward, never backwards. So be mindful of the world. Doors close, yes, but so too do they open, given time, always. All right, we have the medallions of Gemini as well as Aries. The keyword here being courageous. Some of you might have some very strong Gemini/Aries in your chart. Could have been connecting to other seasons might be important to you. Okay, and then we have the Unicorn in reverse. whichever this was a not unique situation. Not magical. No sense of, like I said, uniqueness. And by that I mean, whatever was lost here. Like I said, whatever was lost here, well, it meant you gaining back something of yourself. Okay? I hope it helped you, Taurus, honey. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Ooh. Voice is feeling a little rough. What's going on? Show me, Virgo. The Queen of Cups, the King of Swords, crowning, Two of Cups, yeah. Past, the Magician, exiting, Six of Pentacles, before you. The Wheel of Fortune, okay. Knight of Wands. In your strengths, Queen of Wands in the environment. Ten of Wands in the hopes and fears. And the outcome is Judgment. Interesting. Well, straight away you opened up with some beautiful heart space there with the Queen of Cups. It looks like some of you are trying to switch modalities. Lean less and less on logic and reasoning and rationality. Don't get me wrong. Those are qualities that are still very important to you, as well as determination and focus. But you're saying you're trying to listen to your heart more these days, which is, that's lovely. That's beautiful. And I can kind of see why. You have reason to. You have motivation. The Two of Cups is crowning you. There's someone here you want to be in tune with. So it's like sometimes I hang up my hard hat, okay, put it away, and I kind of get my cup out. But it looks good. It suits you. I like this. You react warmly to whatever this is. The Two of Cups, it's harmonious, bare minimum. You feel a certain way about somebody and they have a similar value towards you and are enjoying it. You're opening your heart towards it. You're giving and receiving. But otherwise, yeah, I think many of you have a tendency to be a King of Swords, and perhaps you switch back and forth a little bit. But when it comes to this particular connection that crowns you, you're saying, I try to approach that, though, from the heart. Okay, that's cool. The Magicians in the past, that doesn't mean it's over. That just means you have experience with it. Whatever this is, you kind of summoned it into your life, and the universe responded, and it seems to suit you. So like I said, you're trying to meet it where it is. Exiting, Six of Pentacles. That could be anything to you, honestly, or anything to anybody, I should say. Six of Pentacles is a very blanket cover term in tarot for balances, That could be not just about work, but anything that we go back and forth with. Ideally, it serves a purpose. And we give to a particular situation, place, circumstance, or person, and it gives us something in return. Okay, so there's a balance system in there. And exiting a little bit. I'm not saying all your balances are out the door. What I'm saying is that I just don't think they're getting your full attention these days. And that's okay. That's okay. I don't think it's getting your full attention. They in other words, we're not, your balances aren't as high on the priority checklist as perhaps they used to be. Perhaps they used to be number one. You're Virgo. Virgo's still Virgo. Now maybe your balances are number two. Because we kind of see what number one is. I don't disagree with it. You seem to be doing well with it. It feels nice, doesn't it? Especially when it's coming from that special space in you that says, I summoned it. Virgo, honey, I'm sorry. I don't know what the heck happened. The feed cut. So perhaps something was interfering with signal there. I don't know, but it's frustrating because I was really feeling your reading. So yeah, that's going to frustrate any reader. Maybe even piss them off a little bit. That's enough about me. Okay. Anyway, like I said, it's coming from that special place of I summoned this and it feels good. Yeah, don't blame me for that. That's wonderful. The Wheel of Fortune, before you in future. We're going to hit the fast forward button a little bit, and you're going to have some good reflections in there. Okay? What your reflections are, don't know. Perhaps that will show me on advice. But things seem to be progressing in a particular flow. And the Knight of Wands is in your strengths. You believe in passion. You believe in inspiration. You believe in hope and vitality and kind of seizing this energy. You feel good. And I like that you feel good. I don't think I've seen you move like this in a while, so that's nice, actually. Queen of Wands is in your environment. Wow, you are so inspired, turned on. You are such a flame. Gosh, I like it. You're having such a rosy glow to this. I love it. Your environment feels so warm and welcoming and inviting. And like I said, not just passionate, but also creative. I like this. This is really waking something up in you, awakening something in you. And it's lovely. I like the way your energy is unfolding. And you do too, more to the point, you know. Ten of Wands is in your hopes and fears. There's a heaviness here that you kind of hope will ease up. It's almost coming in as a reality check to those balances. I don't. It almost feels like a reality check. Like, hey Virgo, you know those balances that you kind of put a little further down on your priorities list. They still need attention, and you're showing me almost like annoyance or frustration or impatience. Like, why can't that just sort itself out? Well. So I'm glad that you are loving this, and you're really basking in it. You're keeping yourself open towards it. I mean, you're glowing. You're absolutely glowing. You're that Virgo that when people see it's like, Virgo, honey, are you using a new skin cream? Because you're just glowing. You're like, oh no. Well, let me put it this way. If I'm using a new skin cream, it's called love, and it's kind of like that. So that Ten of Wands is almost a frustrating annoyance. It's like, oh, reality. Oh, responsibility. Wow. Wow. I would even say that's a little bit anti-Virgo. But it's almost rebellious because it's like, I'm just enjoying this too much. Leave me alone. I really don't want to bother you. I just kind of tell you, turn this off and go about your life and enjoy this because it looks great. It feels great. And I love the way you're reacting to it. That's wonderful. And it's returned to you, more to the point. Judgment is in the outcome. You're making some good decisions here, good judgment calls. You're listening to yourself. So I would just say be mindful of those balances. But other than that, you like what you're experiencing here. There is a strong appreciation for divine timing and things playing out the way that they did for a reason. And I like it when people show me that kind of appreciation, but it takes time to experience that and to let the energies, if you will, saturate and mix and understand how well they're doing together. I particularly like how you are. Like I said, you're just glowing. You look great. You look beautiful. I like what you're experiencing. What you're experiencing is beautiful. It was really interesting to see you kind of like, I'm just, I still got priorities. I just, they're just, they're not my go-to response right now. That gave me a bit of a chuckle. I'm not going to lie. That did give me a bit of a chuckle. I like that. It's like, they're still important. They're still important. That Ten of Wands, it was like a reality check. And some of you associate your balances with a great deal of responsibility, and that's something typically doesn't bother you. That's the Ten of Wands of your choosing, okay? But it's like the reality check bothers you. It's like it knocks you off cloud nine. It's like, Okay. Well, that kind of tells me how much you're enjoying your union. Okay, what's going on? Let's get some advice, please. There's that Wheel of Fortune. Oh, Temperance. Oh, the Hierophant. Oh, congratulations. Yay. Oh, your reading is such a bright spot today. It's so lovely. It's welcome. There's that Wheel of Fortune. I told you right there on the bridge, time's going to pass a little bit and you're going to have some strong reflection. Would you like to know what you're reflecting on, my dear? Temperance and the Hierophant. I just can't help but think that this connection's good for me. I think this might be worth committing to. Yeah, you're not the only one thinking that way. That's where this seems to be headed. Okay, that spiritual direction. Once more, it's not just one, it's two people. You're both reflecting on this more or less at the same time. Oh, it got really real, eh? No wonder you're excited. No wonder those balances are such an inconvenience. It's you find this. Not only do you find your commitment to it deepening, so do they. You find it very healing, this connection. You say it showcases a lot of good qualities. Patience, sense of compassion, okay? And that you're both reflecting this idea of something greater here with the Hierophant. So the both of you are kind of relaxing more and more to the idea of commitment in this, and I don't blame you. Rock on, honey, that's all I have to say. You don't need more advice, you're good. This is great. Oh, thank you so much. You don't know. You don't know how much I've seen with the worlds and the death. And it's life. It's life, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to argue about that. Oh, but yours was still a welcome relief. So thank you for that. All right. What's going on? I don't know when. Yeah, toxicity-bound patterns. Some of you had to break free from old patterns, old connections that brought out the worst in you, not the best in you. Okay, I understand. So we understand, like I said, right here on this reflection, that whatever this connection is, how good it is for you, for the both of you. It brings out some of your best qualities, not your worst fears and old patterns. Very sharp distinction. That's how you know a healthy connection is healthy. The two of you more or less agree to go like this, not downwards, or even neutral, upwards. And it may be slow. It might skyrocket. Point is it an upward trajectory? Okay? It might even be an upward spiral. Takes a little more time, but that's fine. It's still going upwards. And we see healthy pattern emerge instead of toxic, unhealthy patterns, which go downward like so. Okay? Anyway, you two more or less reflecting each other. You and me, we're good for each other. And Virgo's like, yeah, we are. Okay. Yeah, I know. You're mirroring each other quite well, I must say. I'm loving this. Yours is like, oh my gosh, it's like someone spiked the punch. It's making me feel a little giddy just reading it. It makes me so freaking happy. Yay. All right. This is wonderful. Oh, fully immersed. Oh, I see that. Fully immersed. Everything onwards is all around you, just waiting for you to see it. Yeah, everything you want, is all around you, just waiting for you to see it. And so you are. Okay? You're fully immersed in this. No kidding. You have every reason to be. Okay, we have the letters L, C, H, W. We have Cupid's arrow. Yeah, obviously, love is striking home here. Could be connecting to Sag. You might have some very strong Sag in your chart, but Cupid's arrow is taking aim. And then we have the flower of Venus. Yeah. It's that special someone, the flower of Venus. Empress energy. And for some of you, Virgo might be your Venus placement, FYI. For some of you, not all of you. Okay? Okay. Virgo, honey, I hope this helped you. It was wonderful. It was refreshing. Like I said, I hope it helped, but if anything, hopefully I'm just giving you confirmation. But like I said, I don't know when we start connecting to this. Your manifestation energy as such suggests that in a way you felt this coming. And if you're in that space where you kind of give less and less time to your balances so that you can better connect to this emotionally, that's how you know. Okay? Anyway, put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me, Capricorn. What's going on, please, for Capricorn? Let's do one more. Show me, Capricorn, please. All right, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, crossing. Crowning you is the Ten of Cups. Yeah. The High Priestess is in the past. Exiting is the Hanged Man. Before you, the Sun. Good job. Two of Cups is in your strengths. Ace of Swords is in your environment. Good job. Six of Cups in the hopes and fears. Outcome is the Nine of Pentacles. You or you. I just keep saying good job because that's what's here. You've been working so hard. There is an element of flexibility that's required on your part right now. But the Capricorn I know, or I'm sorry, the Capricorn I know, the Capricorn I'm looking at, maybe I do know you. I don't know. The Capricorn I'm looking at, you know that a little more flexibility is required on your part right now. Typically, you would like things done a certain way. Capricorn likes things done a certain way. Can you imagine that? What a world. But no, sarcasm aside, you're actually having to be, at least currently, increasingly flexible towards your balances. And Six of Pentacles, like I was telling Virgo, that could be anything in this life. Okay? It's not just work. Again, our balances are what we show up for, kind of contract ourselves to. I give this time, energy, and effort to that, and it's returned to me in this way. Okay? So that could be anything. Seven of Wands. We've had to be a little flexible with our balances. Trying to meet situation, places, circumstance, or people in our lives halfway. And it has actually served you well. It's created a lot of balance, which is good. Emotional balance, specifically. So it's not just you receiving personal satisfaction. People in your inner circle are receiving satisfaction as well. It seems like everybody's getting along a little better these days. So I'm not really sure how you are owning up to your balances. I just know that you've done an incredible job of maintaining them, being flexible with them, maybe even giving a little more to other folks these days if it means, I don't know, being more of a support person in their lives or helping them with their lives in some way. Be a little more functional. Okay? Okay. The High Priest is in your past. You know, doesn't mean it's over. That just means you have experience with it. You have experience with the intuitive process. Good. That should still be with you. Yeah, but your intuition kind of led you here, you know? Capricorn, let's be a little more flexible with our time, energy, and efforts because maybe other people in our lives can benefit right now. So you kind of, in a way, you kind of took the focus off self and gave it to others. Okay? I don't know how else to explain it, but it looks like several folks benefited from that. So that was good on you. Okay? You will get back to focus of self. I see that. Just so we're clear. And then the Hanged Man is exiting, a sense of pause over point of view, gathering different perspectives or points of view. That's exited. You went into a very active mode. It's like there wasn't much to think about. It's just something that you had to do, and you're glad that you did it. You also felt, P.S., it was the right thing to do, so that's beautiful. And you're getting the results of that. The Sun's in the future. You're quite happy. You're very happy with how well it was received and how other people clearly benefited. So you've been very generous here with your time, energy, and effort. And particularly in, I don't know, there's something here about shoring up your inner circle. It seemed to have been largely for their benefit. But you benefit in your own way. It made you feel good. And it's making you happy to see others happy. So again, that's very kind of you. It's very nice. I would even say generous. There's a sense of generosity coming through on this one, and I like it. Two Cups in your strengths. You believe. You believe in supportive love. It's not just a feeling. It's an action. You got that right. You're damn right. No, that's wonderful. You strongly believe in that. You know, and that's a great point. I wish people showed me that more often. I know love is more than just a feeling. You're absolutely right. It's an action too. And you proved it. You demonstrated it, and you still are. Ace of Swords is your truth. You try to abide by your truth every day. I love it. It's in your environment. It's with you all the time. Whatever your hard-earned truths are, you're like, I know. I carry them with me every day, and I try to live by that knowledge. Good job. And act on it too. Hopes and fears, Six of Cups. Again, it's not coming across as one person. It's several people that you hope are doing okay. And you hope that your support, whatever form it took in terms of your time, energy, and effort, you hope it helped. It did, I promise. You know it did. You can feel it. You can feel it in there. You can. The fact that you are radiating a simple sort of joy and happiness tells me you know. They're a little more safer. They're a little more secure, whoever they are. So I'm not saying that as one person, no. No. There's several people here. And then the Nine of Pentacles. You are still you, though. You know, you're going to go back to that space of individuation, and this is what I'm used to doing, though, for me. Nine of Pentacles, you're like, I'm still Capricorn, no. I still got to get back to my own garden, you know. And I say that the Nine of Pentacles, that's the garden of our own making. It speaks to our skills, our experience, and how we build into the world as we see it, okay? And that's good. You got some good quality experience for yourself there as a person. You know how to stand on your own 2 feet. You know how to provide. You know how to provide well. You know how to shore yourself up. You're also, like I said, used to doing things your way. And I'm not saying for yourself as in a selfish focus. I'm saying you're used to working for you. But there is a point here on your timeline where you kind of stopped and decided to be a little flexible with your time, energy, and effort and support others that are close to you, that are near and dear to you. And I think that was a good decision. I like that. You made that, like I said, you thought about it. And it's like, okay, time to stop thinking about it and I need to act on it. You know, here I am. Here you go. It's beautiful. It's almost like you told your family and friends, I told you I'd show up. Here I am. What do you need me to do? And that might have been literal for some of you. Oh, but honey, you're such a lovely character. And you're very warm. You are very, very warm. Even though you can come across as a very decided individual that does your own thing. You're a proud, independent Capricorn. I see that. But when it comes to your family and friends, you're there. No hesitation. No hesitation. Well, maybe a little bit of perspective, but then you acted on it. Any advice here, please, for Capricorn? The Magician. Knight of Wands and Judgment. Oh, you summoned great energy for this. No. You did great. The Magician, Knight of Wands, Judgment. Oh, no, you have great energy for this. I don't doubt that for a second. You're just doing what you think is right for you. It's like this was my call, you know, and I'm going to answer that call, and I hope I'm putting good energy into this. You absolutely did, honey. You 1,000% showed up for this. You know, but you do need to get back on track with your own sense of self and goals, you know. But no, I mean, you came packing wonderful energy, and I see how others benefit, okay? I see how others have benefited. And you did what you could. And that's all any of us can do. All right? No, but no. You did great. Whatever it is, you showed up with your A game. I promise. Okay? Very good. You can get back to summoning for you now. Anything else in here? Chariot. Continue to move forward. Best intent, best heart, best focus. All right. I'm sorry, guys. It's non-specific today, and that's okay. You know, you're just showing me that at this point in your timeline, it's important for you to give back to the people you care about the most. You say they needed it, so you showed up. You did a beautiful job. Okay? Yeah, I know. It's returned to you. You're like, I'm doing for these folks what they've done for me over the years. They showed up for me when I needed them. It was my turn to do the same. That is so freaking beautiful. Nurturing and compassion and mirroring. Yeah. You gave some folks here some really good TLC. And it's beautiful. You're like, they've done the same for me. You know, it was my turn to step up and do it for them too. Right? I don't know who's in your inner circle, honey, but there's some really good folks in there, and that includes you too. Okay? In your inner circle, that could be anybody. Might be 5 people, could be 20, 30, doesn't matter. Right? It's not about quantity, it's about quality. And like I said, you got some good quality people in there. All right. Okay. Definitely need the glasses for that. Unwavering faith. Stand firm in your stand firm in your beliefs is your steadfast spirit and guides you through uncertainty. Yeah. You have a very strong belief system when it comes to your inner circle. Again, you told me, you know what you know, and you live by those truths. You believe that love is a strength, so therefore it's an action, not just a feeling. So whatever this is, you didn't hesitate too long. I think you got here as soon as you could. Yeah, I think that's what I've been trying to say with that Hanged Man on the exit. You got here as soon as you could. Yeah. There we go. Oh, we have the letters N, V, K, C. We have the 4-leaf clover, touch of luck, never hurt anybody. Oh, the fox, cleverness, swiftness, intelligent, smart, just very clever. Okay. And then we have the snowflake, time of winter, transformation, perhaps some Scorpio energy. But I don't know. Perhaps for some folks, the time of winter was hard. Okay? I don't quite know. But you would know best. I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me Scorpio, please. What's going on? 6 of Wands, crossing the 9 of Cups, crowning you 5 of Wands. In the past, 6 of Pentacles, exiting 3 of Wands, before you in future, the Hierophant. Okay. Strengths, the Empress, environment, death. The Hanged Man and the hopes and fears, and the outcome is the King of Swords. 6 of Wands in your opening. It's pretty interesting. You said triumph, success, but I don't know that I necessarily feel good about this. 9 of Cups. So you're showing me some misgivings here. Technically, you experienced some sort of triumph. You conquered something, or you felt you conquered something. Something that was causing you angst. Okay? It's something where you're like, I'm going to put it into this argument. It's done. It's been going on way too long. I don't want to keep fighting this fight anymore. So while you experienced triumph, or perhaps what felt like a victory here, you're like, 9 of Cups. This isn't something I wanted to be victorious about, though. So you made your point, but you're not happy that you had to make it. Okay? 6 of Pentacles is in the past. To be clear, I'm looking at a Scorpio that typically you balance things. That's your foundation. That's where you're coming from. That's what you're used to. Keeping things right about here. Okay? Knowing what your priorities are. Understanding what's worth your time, energy, attention, effort. And ideally, it's given back to you in some way. At least equal to what you give it. And that could be any balance in life, any situation. Okay? Think of it as your ongoing contracts. It's not just work. And typically, that's what you do. Like I said, recently, and I mean very recently, that energy is still fresh. It's like flopping. It's like a fish out of water. It's still flopping. You're made a point, but you're not at all happy that you had to make it. 3 of Wands exiting. There's something here where you made a point. I refuse to wait on this balance to balance anymore. Okay. Fair enough. I'm not a big fan of waiting either. In my experience, it causes more damage or more harm than anything else. Okay? It's one thing knowing when you have something worth waiting for and you can stand by it with conviction. It's another thing when that conviction, rather here, a sense of hope starts to fade away because it was really just hope. Now, hope's not necessarily a bad element, not at all. It's a very human thing to do, is to hope. But that doesn't mean it was good. Okay? It's like, I refuse to wait on this to balance anymore, or for it to make sense, or... It's like you hate that you had to make that point. Before is the Hierophant. Strong sense of commitment to the self. This is what you believe in. This is what you stand by. Okay? And you mean it. Conviction. Strong conviction there. Strengths, the Empress. You're saying this was a matter of empowerment. I had to stand by my convictions whether I liked it or not. Right? Heavy is the head that lies the ground and all that. Death in your environment. Right now, your environment is changing and shaping or reshaping, I should say, as we speak, to be more in alignment with what it is you are no longer waiting for, and what it is that you are participating in, what it is you stand by, and what it is you will not abide. So I don't quite know how your environment exactly is changing. I just know that it's under your design. Okay? The Hanged Man. Hopes and fears. You hope you gave the situation enough thought. Okay? King of Swords and the outcome. You're determined. You're determined to move forward. Man, you are showing me a kind of argument with the higher self, and you're like, I can't not stand by this. I hate that I made this point. You're like, I really hate that I was in the position to make this point. But I have to stand by it, because if I don't, then what's the point? You're having to enforce a principle that makes you feel bad. But that doesn't mean you're wrong. You know? It's like there's something I can't afford to wait around and hope this thing balances out. That's not what I want to see reflected in my environment. I need to move forward. I need to proceed, and I need to do so under my own conviction of what's right for me and what empowerment is and what I stand by and what I firmly believe in, because you're showing me your belief structures were being challenged, your core beliefs. And in this respect, I agree with you. If something is refusing to balance and it's taking too long to figure it out and you don't have the luxury to wait, then don't. But enforcing the principle can get really uncomfortable. It did not please you to make the point, but you did have to back up your point. Okay? I'm not saying you're perfect. This actually stressed you out. But I do see you standing by, stubbornly, maybe, in what you believe in. It is causing some shifting, however, in your environment, but you knew that. You knew that. Your determination to move forward is still quite high. Let's get some advice, please, for Scorpio. I hear you. The Magician. Four of Wands, Page of Cups. For some of you, by the way, you are manifesting what looks like relationship energy from a positive space. So whatever this is could have represented potentially a love interest, a romantic interest. And you're like, if this darn thing was ever going to make sense or balance out, I would have known by now. I'm not going to wait. I refuse to do that. I refuse to do that. It's like, it's unfortunate. But I shouldn't need this much waiting for something to understand if it's going to balance. Okay? Or if it's not productive. You know? You're saying your own particular goals, endeavors, or spiritual beliefs are too strong for this. So, You've gotten back on the manifestation train, 4 of Wands, Page of Cups. Something a little bit more from the heart, and something that takes structure or shape in a more recognizable, functional way, where 2 people understand what the heck they're building. That's what all the 4 of Wands is. Yeah, it's relationship. It's how 2 people build into it. Therefore, how they define it. Therefore, how they label it. You're like, I just want to see myself more reflected emotionally in a relationship that is structuring or developing in a certain way. That's all I want. Whatever this is, you're kind of saying I gave it a fair shot, but as soon as it put me in this position of waiting for it to make sense, it lost my attention, or it lost my approval, or it lost my willingness to try. Okay. Oh, I see. 8 of Swords. Part in reverse. It's like, I'm too smart for this. Ooh. Okay. Fair point. You're right. You are too smart for this. 8 of Swords is in reverse. It's like, this is something I refuse to be blind over. I'm going to call the bluff on this sooner rather than later. I will never put myself in a position of being blind. If it's that stretched out, that if I feel like I'm having to wait for something to make sense, then it's not gonna work for me. Okay, it's interesting because you're saying you made your point, but it did not please you to do so. So that tells me you were kind of hoping this one would take more of a shape. Okay, but yeah, I agree. And like, I refuse to be blind on this. It's like I believe in myself too much, and I believe in what I believe in too much to fool myself like that. I hear you. Okay, on that point, yeah, we agree. So I don't know personally what it was you were trying to connect to, but I agree with your end statement. Okay. Magic opportunity. I'm saying you manifest the opportunity, yes. Embrace the unexpected. Seize the chance for transformation. And so you are. You are. So, seeing our power card then in the environment, are you proving to yourself then how much you've changed or how much you've transformed? You're living up to your convictions in present day. Are you showing the world how much you've changed? Autumn, harvest, divine feminine. Some of you, if you identify with the concept of the divine feminine, that just means more or less the Empress energy, but with a stronger note of the intuitive process attached to it. Some of you, your kind of peak time might be a harvest, autumn, as we would call it. Okay? All right. Well, good manifestations take time, honey. Okay, there's the letter C again. I promise you, I mix the hell out of these things, you know? Yeah, we have letters C, K, T, F. We have the medallion of Capricorn. So you want some very strong Capricornian chart. Could be connecting to, could be in future as well. And then the season might be important to you. The Pegasus in reverse. This is something you're not going to fly towards or wait for. Or No, we're not going to take action towards this now. I don't think so. But Tarot Lady doesn't tell you what to do. You get to figure that out for yourself. I'm just saying but one scenario for one particular Scorpio. Okay? The emphasis here was your belief systems and having to stand by them. Okay? Not compromise them. That was the core message today. Not of them or they, but your core belief system. All right? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, welcome to your Thursday check-in. Show me, Pisces. What's going on for Pisces? What's going on for Pisces, please? What's going on? The Magician, the Emperor, crowning, 3 of Swords. Okay, 5 of Wands. In the past, exiting. King of Pentacles. See, you notice how my voice is rising. King of Pentacles is exiting. Before you in future, 9 of Cups. I would say I just saw you literally energetically check yourself Anybody remember that? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's more or less what you did. That was hard, too. That was really hard. But you didn't give in. Okay. Strength. 3 of Wands. Page of Pentacles in the environment. 2 of Swords in the hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Lovers. Okay. To be clear, oh, goodness me. Yeah, even after surgery, it still clicks, but that's okay. That's the joint. Don't worry about it. You know what? It's okay. It's an old surgery. Some of you have been around long enough on the channel to know about it, and some of you don't. Just FYI. Anyway, to be clear, you personally don't want to continue to participate in this, but sometimes energetically you're tempted to. Okay? Sometimes you're real tempted. But you don't want to keep playing these reindeer games or whatever this is. And also, to be clear, you're already connecting to something else. I just don't think you know it yet. FYI. So the Magician, like I manifested, and the Empress says, halt. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's in our best interest. Like 3 of Swords is crowning. There's something here that hurts you, and it aches you, and it causes you pain. 5 of Wands, it's still fresh. Whatever this is a provoking, poking you energy. Poke. Pisces, I want your attention. Sit here and argue with me. And you got this close to responding. You are familiar with whatever this is. So it's either your reading or it's not. You either know you're a fish being poked or you're not. And you're like, it's... You're like, I'm trying to be that person that doesn't respond to this bullshit. Because you have your own point. You do. You really do have your own point. And you kind of wish they would understand your point. That's part of your response there is the Magician. It's kind of like, I know what I would say to you. But the thing is, whatever the situation is, or was, the point gets lost on them. They're not trying to understand you any better or take any more of the ache away from your heart. Okay, it's just, they want you to participate negatively. That's it. You know, you both have healing to do as individuals. So I can see where your immediate response is, oh, I got something to say to that, but you stay your hand. You're like, whatever that response is, it's just coming from a place of pain. From me and from them. And it'll just make the argument go on and on. I don't want to keep doing that. King of Pentacles, practically speaking, is on the exit. It's like, that's not a good investment. That's not stability. That's not responsibility. And I hold myself to a higher standard, or I'm trying to. But practically speaking, my turning around, even if it's to deliver my final words, it will never be my final words. This thing's always going to provoke me or break my heart or raise my expectations a little bit, let me think it's safe to talk to it or whatever, just for it to get shut down. I won't do it. So good for you. And I mean that. Good for you. You had a moment, man. You had a moment. So you got whipped out that phone real fast. Oh, delete. It's not practical. It's not practical. I'm bigger than this. Good for you. 9 of Cups before you in the future. Good. Invest in this less. And eventually I think it'll stop trying to provoke you. You know, because it takes two in these kind of things. Someone to be negative enough and small enough and sour enough to provoke the fight and someone else to respond. So it takes two. So just don't participate. Focus more on that 9 of Cups, okay? Your own sense of self-interest, self-love, exploring what's right for you and being open to yourself and your needs, okay? In a positive way. Feed yourself positively, okay? 3 of Wands is in your strengths. Yes, to an extent. I don't believe waiting is a strength, no. But waiting for the right opportunity or the timing to be right, yes. Okay? I don't like unnecessary waiting. So that's why I tell people all the time, know what's worth waiting for, and you'll be okay. So if you're talking about new investment, then yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. A sense of distance and space, this is always a good thing too. Yes, that is absolutely a strength. And Page of Pentacles in your environment, it kind of feels like you're starting over in some small but realistic way, and that's okay. I want you to think of that as clean slate energy. It's like, where do I next plant this Page of Pentacles? I don't... What do I do with it? Well, let's go back to your strengths there. I have a feeling you'll know sooner rather than later. And Two of Swords, you're like, I can't see it. No. Well, you can't see it yet. You hope there's something there worth planting your Page of Pentacles. There is, honey. There is. It's a little further out there, but I promise you, go back to those strengths. It's not about waiting. It's about waiting for the right opportunity in your context here. The Page of Pentacles, well, it might seem like a humble little page to you. That's really what starts everything, okay? Or it can do. So you're in that opportunity, and I love that. So Two of Swords in your hopes and fears. I personally can't see it. Yet. Yet, Pisces, yet. And then there's the Lovers is in the outcome. That's what you're looking for. You'll know when you know. When you're ready, you're ready. Okay? I want that to be a non-pressured situation for you. I really, really do. Concern yourself with that Nine of Cups. I have the feeling you're going to be here for a while. Okay. I want you to refresh your Nine of Cups. Like, what did that tarot lady say? I need to feed myself positively, not negatively. This is negative. I'm not going to do it. I won't do it. I won't. Well, I'm all about that Nine of Cups right now. And I have the feeling though, because you do see that kind of smallish energy, smallest energy, boom, the Lovers. So by the time that arrives, or you know what to do, what direction to take your Page of Pentacles, it's going to be like a neon billboard. You're not going to miss it. You're really not. Okay. So take care of yourself. Show yourself some love. Smile, because there'll be another couple before it fades, a text, an email, whatever it is. And just smile and be like, you, oh, you, always trying to drag me into an argument. Delete. That's it. Just give a little smile. Send it off. I know it's annoying. I know, but eventually it'll stop. You know, I'm kind of one of those people, honey, having lived life long enough, and I've had some experiences of my own. I really have grown into that wisdom. You can either laugh or cry. I've done enough crying, you know? So when you have moments like this, delete. Are you done crying, honey? Are you done crying? Yeah. All right. What's going on? Let me know if you're done crying. Six of Wands, victory. Let's see. Oh, Ace of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. There you go. Find your new, look at that. Find your new comfort zone is what you make of it. Okay? I want you to be excited. I want you to have that enthusiasm. That's good energy. It's positive, and it has somewhere positive to go, i.e. you. Man, you're going to treat yourself right. Good. I like that. You're going to treat yourself right for a while, as you should. But yes, yeah. You're lining up to some really fresh, invigorating energies further out. But I promise you, you are headed in that direction. So you take care of you first. Lighten up. Remember to smile. Remember, this is as serious as the attention you give it. So don't give it attention. Okay? All right. Yeah, I mean, you know it's a foolish investment. That's why I see you edging away from it. It's like, you know what? If I give to this, it's just going to keep going and go. Yeah. All right. Anything else in here, please, for Pisces? Your advice was short and sweet. You're good. Avoidance, stalemate. I told you, and you've told yourself this, you have valid points in here. Whatever's on the receiving end of it doesn't want to hear it. It just wants to argue. Okay? That's why you stayed your hand. You know it's going to result in one big stalemate. From their point of view, they got points. You know? We're always the villain in someone's story. In their story, I'm sure you're the villain. In your story, they're the villain. Time will reveal to them what needs to be. That is the Ace of Swords. You have your truth. You stick to it, yes? Okay. So, we can't change other people's perception of us, but we can at least be our own heroes. It's your truth that makes sense to you. And that's ultimately what counts. Okay? All right. Shield of Resilience. Oh, I bet. Okay. Employ your shield of resilience, guarding against external pressures while nurturing your internal strength in love or career or both. Okay. Yeah. Keep that resilience up, honey. You don't have to respond to this. I think you understand that, right? Okay. We have one letter, E. We have the Medina of a child. Some of you might have a child. Could be that children in some way connected to your future. There is a very strong energy for you there. And then there could be that sense of childlike dependency or childishness. I'm kind of leaning towards that just a little bit. I don't care how old you are. You're not too old to act like a child. It works in reverse too. There's a lot of children who have to learn from a young age to act like an adult. Which is sad. But I'm never so frustrated when I see an adult act like a child. Anyway, dragons in reverse. Yeah, I know, it's not worth your energy, honey. It's really not worth it. I know. That's what that is. It's the Emperor on the sideways. It's really not worth the energy. All right, Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, welcome to your Thursday check-in. What's going on, please, for Cancer? Show me Cancer, please. Let's do one more. Show me Cancer. What's going on? The Nine of Cups, crossing. The Ace of Cups, Page of Wands is crowning. Five of Cups is the past. Exiting the Tower. I see. Six of Swords. I see. No, you're right. I agree with your assessment. Okay? No, I don't think you should keep giving to this. No, I don't. Four of Cups, strength. We'll get to that. Knight of Cups is in your environment. Temperance, hopes and fears, the Chariot, you, moving forward, good. Yeah, no, to be clear, some of you have a lot of water in your chart. We're talking double, triple, quad water. Water everywhere, just about, anyway. Nine of Cups, you are trying to keep yourself open to what's right for you. Yeah, you are trying to listen to yourself. You are trying to demonstrate acts of self-love. Eight of Cups, though. That's kind of like saying your heart's trying to step in and out of a particular topic, and you wonder if you should be available to it. I think the answer is no. But that's me. You have to conclude what's right for you. Okay? So that's what I'm reading here today. Page of Wands, like I said, it's in your crown. You have this idea that maybe I can be open to this. Honey, it's not in your spirit. It's not in your spirit. If you're trying to force yourself to be open to something because you think you're supposed to be, or you feel guilty, and you really don't want to be there, then don't. You're creating unnecessary emotional obligations that shouldn't exist. Okay? I don't want you to continue to be a presence that caters to the past, and that's what we're talking about here. If you showed up, it would be like a ghost showing up to a party that happened I don't know how many years ago. So no, I don't want you to continue to expose yourself to this, and because it'd just be something that you have to feel bad about. Whatever this is done. Five of Cups is in the past. You're saying there's something here that haunts you, that saddens you. You were there, you saw it, you witnessed it. And a part of you feels like going backwards in the past. Should I be there for this in some way? Because I was affected by it too, but in your heart of hearts, you don't want to. Tower exited. Whichever this is, it doesn't require your availability anymore. Okay? It doesn't. I'm not suggesting that you don't care, but you can care, okay, without directly tying yourself to it in present day. All right? But I don't want you to take on any form of action or open yourself to the past just because you feel like in some way you're supposed to. You don't actually want to. That's all. Six of Swords. I want to continue to move on from this. Whatever this is, like I said, it's already exited. It did its job. You don't need it anymore. You have memories with it already. Learn from it, right? Learn from it, but don't live for it. And don't live for the past. Don't live in it either. You really don't want to be there. Your future's forward, not backwards. But yeah, Six of Swords, continue to make progress and separate from this. Whatever the worst is has already happened. You just have this idea that the past is calling you. And you want to know if you should answer it. You could. That's up to you. I just know that you personally don't want to be there. So that would be a contradiction if you did otherwise. I don't want people to live in contradictions, that's all. Four Cups is your strengths. You're saying you understand and recognize unhappiness. So that means you're also showing me empathy. Whatever it is that represents the past here, you empathize with it. Like I know what it is to be unhappy, and I see that in that past situation too, and a part of you feels obligated to show back up for it. To be clear, if you did, you'd be showing up for the past. But that doesn't mean you necessarily want to make yourself any more available to a resolution. You can't fix it. But yeah, I have a sense that you're a very empathetic Cancer. You feel the past calling you. You feel inclined to reach backwards. You don't have to. You know what it is to be upset. You know what it is to be angry. You know what it is to be disappointed. And you work through it. You work through it, so can the past, and whatever that is. Okay? Knights of Cups is in your environment. You know, you really want your feelings to be forward. You are someone who really does value expressing yourself from the heart. Okay? But it's also a direction forward. So I respect the fact that you are highly empathetic. But your sense of feeling here and healing too. You can't go backwards and fix the past. All you can do is heal yourself. And I have to go back to that one critical point. You don't actually want to be there anyway. I think you just empathize with it, or whatever that is. And Temperance is in your hopes and fears. You know, you hope for yourself that you've done a good job with your own healing. Yeah. You hope as you've gone along in this thing in life that you've done a pretty good job in healing your own wounds and understanding your own self and your own needs and showing yourself patience and compassion. And I know you would wish the same for them. Okay? And Chariot, I see you moving forward, moving on. perhaps new directions. There seems to be an ache in your heart for something in the future that you have yet to discover. That's where you're meant to be. Move forward. But more than move forward, I see you aching for something in your heart you've yet to define. But you wonder how obligated you are to the past and how it's doing and how it's recovering. But again, you don't want to be directly involved, so don't. Don't create unnecessary pressure and obligations in yourself if you know it's a contradiction. Okay, if it's not your truth, then it's not your truth. I think you're highly empathetic and sympathetic to whatever happened in the past, which again, you had direct memory of. You were there too. You're saying it's not mine anymore. It's not my responsibility. And I don't want to keep attaching myself to it. Then don't. I like yours today because even though it's very watery, very vague, you're showing me also the very water process of feelings, identifying them, respecting them for yourself, for others. But what you should be opening up and what you should not be opening up towards. It's very personal. Five of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Two of Swords. Whatever this was that went down, I keep saying that because I don't actually know what it is. You experienced it too. You were disappointed too. You had to break from it too. It caused you unhappiness too. That's why you're so familiar with the subject. So while you are deeply empathetic to whoever else joined you in that tower, whoever else joined you in that Five of Cups, whoever else joined you in that abandonment, you're also saying, I don't want to stay here. I work through my emotions. They will too, and I have to believe in that. I have to have faith in that and wish them well on their journey, but it is not mine. You're ready. Your heart does not really ache for the past so much as its own future. And it's almost like saying, I'm sorry they're still confused, and I'm sorry that they're still hurting, but I'm not. I need to live. My heart must go on and all that Celine Dion stuff, you know? I agree. Two of Cups. Yeah, no, I've seen what your heart aches for, and it aches for unity, equality, equal love, exchange, fairness. Something that's positive, something that you can reach for time and again, and it reaches back for you. May you find that. May you go towards that, because you're headed in that direction anyway. Keep going. Why is this coming up now? If I were to hazard a guess, it's because in some way the past senses your readiness to move forward. That's why. And this is where you get to determine as a person how ready you are to move on. Self-care. Here's the self-care, Nine of Cups, you knowing better. And then separation. As you move forward and open up to yourself, do you feel it? Do you feel how the past reaches back and says, Cancer, help me, support me? You were there too. I'm not over it. You are, but I'm not. You're like, look, I may not be the best healer, but I know I'm supposed to move forward. I wish the same for you. Okay. All right. I think we got it. Ignite creation and More adventures. Oh, yes, it's time for the glasses. Ignite creation. Harness innovation. Fuel imagination and witness manifestation as answers unfold in your journey of discovery. Oh, very nice. Yeah, I know. It feels like your journey's just getting started. So keep going. More adventures. Embrace the unknown with curiosity, letting each journey shape your path and your wisdom. Well done. Okay. We have one letter, H. We have the Ten of Pentacles, the Tree of Life. Oh, I know your roots are important to you. Stability, longevity too. Yeah, long term. You want to deepen your roots. And you want to feed that which feeds you. Okay? The mask on. When it comes to this situation or person, you feel an obligation to wear a mask. Again, if it's the unauthentic self or inauthentic self responding, then it's not the correct response. I don't want you to live a contradiction. Okay? That's the power of separation. You don't owe this yourself anymore, even though you might have borne witness to the same history of events. Yeah, but if you ever feel the pressure to wear a mask, stop and listen to yourself. We have the snowflake time of winter, transformation, or last winter perhaps was difficult. And then also Scorpio energy. Doesn't have to be, but it's there. All right, Cancer honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.